Okay, hello. We're doing an intro to CQB for the new players out there. So today we're playing a game called B.R.C.H. Talked a bit about that in my previous video, how they use the targets. And I played a new game in my recommended bar, but today we're gonna be showing you something. So the new players of CQB. There are basic things. But leaning. This is for usually like keyboard, but for mobile, usually there's like a lean bar. You press left, right. So changing stance. I don't know if you can do that on mobile, but I think there's like a crouch button, and you press that. But you can also, there's also different things. There's reinforced doors, normal door, locked doors, regular door, metal gate. Sweeping is pretty simple. I'll talk a bit more about that in another video, maybe today, I'm not sure. Dynamic entry, usually it's not, you really just like, I'll teach you a bit more about it. It's pretty complicated to explain it. It's a lot more easy to do it. Night vision goggles, pretty simple. Pretty much just goggles that you see in the dark. Most people know that. It's N, and then flashlight is J. Laser is H. I don't know if you can do laser or flashlight in like mobile, but you can obviously get tactical gear in pretty much every CQB game, no matter what. You can high ready or low ready. It's pretty simple. I'll show you a bit more. Training scenarios. I haven't quite figured that out yet, so I think it's just like scenarios like live firing, stuff like that. I think you can just like go there or something. I'm not sure. Oh, in this game, this is the ammunition refill. These are the types of cover, and this is the target I was talking about. See, they use that or what? Like these are the range in it. Okay, so over here, usually there's some sort of, in this game there's like this whole room about it and stuff, but in some things there's kind of like a little table or gear area. And some things don't have as much variety as this, like this is just a pretty high quality game. So this is the tactical gear. I'll show you after I get all my stuff on. So there's all the rings, fire rings, rigs, vests, which are pretty usual. Night vision goggles, which is yeah. I like how they did the circles, which is something pretty cool about B.R.C.H. Not many things do that, they just like make it night vision, but the helmets, that's pretty usual. I took it off. So the helmets are pretty usual. Some games have like different things like goggles, masks. I made a big mistake with this clothing. Usually you get the clothing in some area, like sometimes they have like shirt icons and pants icons. But I made a big mistake on this because I bought them, not realizing that buys them for the actual avatar. And instead I can just press these buttons, which puts it on. And I took the wrong road and I buyed it with Roblox. Pretty much $25 per piece, I'm pretty sure. So, and this is the area where you get the guns. This goes all the way to over there somewhere. So, I'm just gonna get some simple weapons to like help explain. Okay. These are machine guns, which most of you probably know, but I'll just get this one, and I'll get this. Okay, I might as well get that. Okay, so that's all your gear. This is the ammo reloading area. Usually it's something similar to this, like an ammo cache. So in this game, there's the fire range, which most have. Like in the last game, you could see that most of them were at the same distance. But if you saw those, like the pin pads on the side, I think that's how you change the distance. I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm pretty good at aiming. And then these are all the, usually they just have like a big area with like a ton of different things, but this one actually has like different things like that, and they all have different names. First one I ever did was Exercise Eden, which I played on mobile, so I wasn't the best at it, but Exercise Seeker was a pretty good one. Lancer, it's like a criminal thing. I think Seeker is like you have to find a specific guy. And this one's probably the hardest of them all, because it looks like really bright in there. But then when you go in, it's pitch dark, so you have to use your night vision goggles. Okay, so that's usually that. So I'll go over here. Let's just find a free one. So let's do the kill house, for example. So you can open it. So sleeping, you would usually like to go like move to the middle and then shoot. I don't know what to say, but you'd usually sweep to the middle and shoot any targets, and sweep to this side. And always look for any targets. If there's none, proceed, and always check the doors if you're in solo. Like check the corners, which I'll talk about later. So always check the corners, because usually people always like go out like this, and there's usually a target there and they get shot. But usually, so let's use this. So someone, So someone would usually go like this, but then realizing they've been found. So that's why it's always good to check the corners. And sometimes check behind the doors. In some games that's what happens, and you don't check behind the doors. So usually if there's something like this, you'd like to go like that, and that. And this is a good example of sweeping. And if there's someone there, you can shoot them. This is just a quick representation, so I'm not doing the whole thing. So for sweeping, I would go like. I would usually go like. If there's a doorway, it'll be easier, and then. If you had, this is the dynamic entry area, so like, if you had two people, you would choose a corner to go on. They'll go opposite, so if I was here and then they would go that way, and I would go this way and shoot anyone that's here. And then they will shoot anyone that's there. And that's how you get the hard corners, which I'll tell you about very soon. So, this is a good representation. Okay, so usually that's an easy corner, something that you can see throughout the door. Then hard corners are usually the ones that are parallel with the door. Because like, if there's one here, and then if you're on solo and you go that way, then they'll get you. But then if you're doing, that's why there's dynamic entries. So you can either go like and crouch, because then like they will expect you to come through that way, so you can consider yourself safe. So you could also leave. clean. That's something useful. And this is the lowering thing, so you can go like up, down, and then like that. I'll teach you, so if I go through here, so you'll see that there's all these things. This is what a flashlight, and sometimes the laser can come in handy. Like in this one, pretend you just forgot your night vision. Then you can use the what's it again? Oh, I forgot. Just a minute. I forgot what it was. But pretend you just like forgot your night vision goggles and you're like, oh damn, I'm going to pitch black. Then you'll realize that like, oh no, like what am I gonna do? So you can do the flashlight, which actually like, oh, let's do that. So it actually like works, and it's very useful. So let's do this. Like actually helps a lot. And that's a good example of sleeping and hard corners. The only bad thing about flashlight is if this was a real scenario, and like there's one guy on this side, and when they see the flashlight, they'll know that you're coming. So that's why it's good to have night vision goggles, because the only thing they'll realize is that they heard something, which was it turning on, which is relatively quiet. So that's something useful. Leading's pretty simple, it pretty much explains itself, but something about Lancer is that it's very difficult because you have to do like corners like very like interesting. It's like gee. Oh god. So you can go like that. But then you can also go through here. There's also a guy there. So it's good to have two players instead of one. So it can usually be difficult. So maybe in one of my future videos I'll do like a featuring with one of my friends or family or something like that. So that's a pretty good intro to CQB, which is pretty easy when you think about it. Well, it's easy to like figure it out, but it's not easy to like advance very quickly. So if there's anything else you would like to know, like, just please let me know, because like that's pretty much all of it. I just want to think about the things that I haven't explained in this video, so I'm just gonna mute my microphone for a little bit so I can think. Okay, I've realized that I pretty much taught you everything. I'm just gonna go through exercise C pretty slowly, so you can have a look at the like stuff. I just realized this has a red dot. I never really used this one. I've always thought about it, but I've never actually used this one. The AAC honey badger. Okay, so you go through here like that. something that's... So this is a pretty useful video. So... There's not much more to tell you. If you want to know any explicit things, like... crazy things that you need to, like learn a lot for, I could, research them a bit. And I could teach you. So, a lot of CQB games are very similar usually. Like, they usually have a range, different things. I'm just gonna end the video off on seeing how many dots I get for the auto. And I might as well record it. This is all you wanna, if you just wanted to learn about stuff, I think you should message it, because, this is nice. I don't really want to do this for all the views and stuff, unless we just want to do it to, like, teach you guys stuff, so, it looks like all the dots are gone, but let me know if you want to, like, either do anything else or, like, any games you want me to do. Because, like, yeah. So, have a good time, and I hope you learn some new things if you're a new player to CQB. Bye!